Hi, we're broadcasting live from the Spiritual Healer. Today is January 4th. Let's see, I guess it's Thursday today, around 1:46 in the afternoon, Colorado time. Anyway, today I want to talk to you a little bit about getting out of your own way. You know, has anybody ever told you, like, get out of your own way, and you're like, well, what the heck does that mean? You know, what do I do? Do I take 3 steps to the left? Do I take 3 steps to the right? Do I stand on my head? What do I actually do to get out of my own way, right? So we'll talk about that. And first of all, I want to wish you a very, very happy new year. Hi, Jerry. How are you? You are welcome to ask me questions by typing in if you have questions. I try to answer them as best as I can. And hi, Rhonda, how are you? Good to see you guys. Anyway, I'm sure you guys have some wonderful goals for 2018. Yes, I'm on now. Hopefully you can hear me. You can ask questions by typing them in if you would like to ask things and so forth. So anyway, yes, one of my big goals here for 2018 is actually to work more with light workers or aspiring light workers. Not at the moment. I might be doing that at some other time, but this video is more about getting out of your own way and how to do that. But thanks for asking, Rhonda. It might be a good idea to maybe do some of that online. It'd be kind of fun, huh? So anyway, what I'd like to do is work more with light workers in 2018 and basically help, you as a light worker who's aspiring to help people out there. Hi, Joy. To overcome their fears and to be able to also stand in their own truth and to find their voice and to find their inner power and, connect with their inner truth and to be able to thrive and succeed in their business utilizing their, gifts. Because I find, I've had quite the journey as a light worker to get to where I am today. And it wasn't easy because there's a huge difference between, when you're working for a company, you're representing somebody else, you're representing that company. But when you're working for yourself, and especially in the area of your soul's purpose or passion, especially things like healing or clairvoyance, it's very different. It takes a different kind of courage to be able to stand in your own truth and represent who you really are. And quite often I find that people have a lot of fear around being able to do that, because just how many of us have actually, have had past life persecutions, for example, around who we are, say as clairvoyants or as healers, or people helpers, or who got persecuted for, certain beliefs we had, certain truths we knew, and so forth, right? Like the world is round as opposed to flat, There's a lot of people who got killed because they thought the world was round because other people thought it was flat. So, things like that. So it makes it much more difficult because we carry that over from other lifetimes to then stand in our own truth and say what that is, right? So anyway, so that's my goal for 2018. And so I want to touch a little bit touch base on, some of how to get out of our own way. Because I find that like the personal development industry is really focused around a lot of self-improvement. And I find that, we don't really need self-improvement. We already are who we are meant to be. In other words, it's kind of like, we already have the seed of greatness within us of becoming who we are. So like, for example, a carrot seed has already the DNA, the programming to become a carrot. We don't need to improve it to become a carrot. We don't need to convince it to become a carrot. By the same token, we can convince it to become a cucumber. It already has the seed of becoming a carrot. And so all we really need to do is make sure and provide it with the right environment so that it can thrive and grow. And it's similar like that for us when it comes to our soul and who we really are and who we're meant to become and so forth. So what do we actually do as far as getting out of our own way, right? There's another aspect I want to touch base on a little bit is, you know, how many of us perhaps have spent hundreds or even thousands on, you know, on business coaches of telling us or teaching us how to make money, right, when it comes to succeeding in our businesses. And I'm here to say that perhaps it's not about the how so much as it is about becoming who you're meant to be. And, you know, the one thing that I really learned throughout my journey is that your business will never outgrow you, okay? It will never outgrow you. And so you have to become and grow in order to attract that which you desire, okay? And that also goes in line with, you know, getting out of our own way. So what does that all mean? Like, you know, again, do I do the foxtrot? Do I take certain steps? How do I get out of my own way, right? So what I have learned is that we have what I call unresolved experiences that we accumulate through the course of living life, okay? What those are is basically, hi Corinne, what those are basically experiences that we have had that dealt with pain, either physical, mental, emotional. It could be a lot, it could be a little, but for some reason, we haven't totally completed that experience, all right? We haven't fully digested it, which means we kind of shoved it, whether it was maybe perhaps too difficult to deal with in the moment. We didn't want to deal with it. It was too intense for us to deal with. And so what happens is this experience becomes incomplete. And it hangs out with us, and it travels with us from lifetime to lifetime, okay? And so what that is, or what happens is these incomplete experiences become the roadblocks to us basically thriving or flourishing, all right? Because these experiences want to get resolved naturally. And because our soul can't really learn from our experiences until we actually fully digest them. It's kind of like your body can't get the nutrition out of the broccoli you just ate until you fully digest the broccoli. As long as it's whole, your body isn't getting the nutrition. It's the same thing like with the incomplete experience. As long as it's not fully digested, that experience, your body isn't getting, or the soul isn't getting the nutrition, which is the lesson in it, right? And so naturally what we also attract with these unresolved experiences, we attract the drama in our lives. We attract the people that will help us create those dramas so that we can actually relive it, re-experience it, so we can connect with the original experience in hopes that we will finally digest and heal it. And so I figured out for myself after a number of years in this practice of soul work and healing that, you know, basically the dysfunction in your life is pretty much the unresolved experiences, okay? That's where your fear comes from. That's where your stress comes from. That's where your worry comes from. That's where your procrastination comes from, your avoidance of doing that which you set out to do, that you were going to do, and you love the idea, but then when it comes to it, you're not doing it. That's where that comes from. It's from some kind of a underlying fear, from some kind of pain somewhere. And so the way to get out of your way, really, is to complete these unresolved experiences. And so therefore, the soul work that I specialize in is exactly in doing that, is helping you complete these unresolved experiences, to take out the roadblocks in your life, to help you as a soul flourish to the potential that you have. And that's what I would like to do in 2018 with people who are actually focused in the area of light work, that are interested in helping others and helping our planet be a better place. So I hope that makes some sense. If you have questions about that, please type them in. I'd be happy to answer them as best as I can. I have actually a couple of really awesome specials going on right now. I am actually extending my offer of a 10% discount through January 15th on any private sessions with me, as well as packages. So anything you purchase before or on January 15th, you'll get a 10% discount. I also have a special workshop coming up in the area of Lakewood, Colorado, if you guys are local. And it's called Introduction to Self-Actualization for Light Workers. And that's a 4-hour workshop happening on a Saturday, January 27th, from noon to 4. And there is an early bird special also if you purchase a ticket prior to January 15th. So take advantage of that. I hope you do. Or also, join my Facebook group, Phoenix Rising Now, it's called on Facebook. I'd love to have more chats with you there. And, perhaps we can do a little reading at the end of this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a card for all of you that are listening and, see what it says. Spirit always works. It's applicable, right? So what these are is they're Kuan Yin oracle cards. And it's a beautiful little deck. It has a lot of goodies in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and draw one card from this deck that will apply to all of you guys, what you need to hear. I'm asking Spirit to give us the right message here for those of you who are listening still. And so let me go ahead and draw one. And so let's see. We drew the Blossoms of the Sky Dancer. And I'm going to have to read that to you, what it means. The Blossoms of the Sky Dancer. So let's see what the card says here. So here's what the card says. Okay, Kuan Yin dances creative energy and light across the sky, causing blossoms to descend. In the same way, when we tap into our spiritual power of creation, we cause our life and all of life around us to bloom. Creation is a natural spiritual power within you, beloved. Force can slow down the process. It is time to stop striving and to allow your manifestation to occur. Trust, let go, allow creation to flow. Isn't it interesting how we just talked about, making sure that we have the right environment for the seed to grow, as opposed to trying to force or make it into something that it isn't, right? So it's, again, this is the nature of creation, right? So all we have to do is be in the allowing and allow ourselves to grow, but also we got to take out those roadblocks that are in our way. All right, so Kuan Yin is a being of divine feminine power. She dances with the sky, the heavenly powers of inspiration, and as a result, life blooms around her. Kuan Yin brings you guidance that you are creating something important right now, something that is aligned with heavenly forces and light, that is significant for the path of spiritual awakening on this planet. Whether you are fully conscious of it or not, it is happening. Your spiritual light is flowing into the physical plane with the intention to manifest certain life situations and circumstances. These manifestations are in accordance with your spiritual path, and Kuan Yin will support you in their manifestation with her sky dance, which calls the divine light of inspiration and support into earthly creation, so that we can experience the divine in form here on earth. The way of the sky dancer Kuan Yin is the yin way, or the way of divine magnetism. Again, most people don't understand that we're attracting with also what's in our spiritual field, not just with our thoughts. And what's in our spiritual field is quite often also the unresolved stuff. So as long as we have the unresolved stuff, the incomplete experiences, we're also attracting things with that, okay? Undesirable things. Yin power is the consciousness and beingness that allows us to draw into our lives that which we desire. We become attractive to it. Wealth, well-being, peace, passion, purpose, friendship, support, success, and so on. Rather than going out and striving for it as though we do not have it within us already, we can grow in our ability to simply be and become simultaneously until we experience it physically in our lives. It is only a matter of time until it happens. See, and again, it's about becoming, right? To cultivate yin power, to allow creation to manifest in your physical reality, you can focus more on allowing, flowing, surrendering, and participating in the greater flow, rather than the usual ways in Western culture of doing, making things happen, forcing, intending, and holding. Kuan Yin guides you now to balance doing with being. Beingness is presence. It is appreciation. It is joyful stillness and wonder. It is the realization within that you are a spiritual magnet, and whatever you want to attract, you can, simply by cultivating the qualities you seek to experience externally within you. She guides you to skydance with her now, to become receptive to heavenly energies and to allow the manifestations to bloom like flowers falling from the divine feet. So there you go. There's my little reading for you today. And I hope you guys have a wonderful afternoon and Happy New Year. And, hopefully you can join me for the workshop. If you light worker introduction to self-actualization for light workers workshop, again, that's Saturday, January 27th. And stay tuned. I'll be posting things around Facebook about that. All right. Thanks so much, and talk to you guys later.